Growing up, life was pretty great. I've got a really fantastic family. I'm very lucky to have them. We're not a religious family. I never went to church or anything. I felt as though Christians were somewhat misguided, that they were putting trust in something that they didn't have evidence for. I was very confident. I was an existential nihilist, so I truly believed that there would be nothing after death, that the lights would just turn off. So I was very confident in my position as an atheist, and I was very, very happy there. So much so that I took RE A-level with a focus on Christianity, because I wanted to understand why anyone would believe in God. But through the whole time, I was very good friends with John Barnard, and we would talk and debate and discuss bits of the Bible and theology and arguments. And I think he always did quite a good job answering, and he had a very good basis in the Bible. And then I suppose after that, when I went off to uni, I was still pretty confidently atheist. But I'd seen John really working through the Bible, really studying the Bible, really reading through the Word. And the more studying he did, the stronger his connection with God was, which is the opposite of what I thought. I thought the more you read, you're going to find something that contradicts, something that's wrong, and would steer him away from faith. But the more he studied, the more he found God. And, I've known at university through the first and second year, really speaking with John and a couple Christian friends I had, they were really making an effort to point out the evil in the world. How could there be so much suffering? It must be from an evil entity, and for that to exist, there must be a God. And so with this, I thought this line of reasoning was quite strong. Then I pondered on it for quite a while. But there was a couple of nights where I was at university in the second year when I was really questioning things and really looking into it, doing a lot of study into the Bible and into everything. And I was on my phone late at night. The time just got later and later until it was maybe 6 in the morning, and the sun was coming up, and I was just on Instagram, and every single post was Christian testimonies and how Jesus had changed their life and how they had felt the love. For a couple of weeks, I would have recurring thoughts, recurring visions, and recurring dreams of having to face God and explain why I didn't believe. I felt at that time pretty convicted about how I was feeling, but time moved on and life just went along like normal, until John invited me to his house for the weekend from university so I could stay over. And he mentioned that we'd be going to church on the Sunday morning, and I didn't have to come. I could go home back to the university if I wanted to, but I wanted to go. I wanted to go and check it out. After all these thoughts, experiences, and I wanted to see what it was all about. And so I remember waking up that Sunday morning, I was excited. I'd never been to a church before, really. I'd never been to a proper service. And during the worship at the start, I was really listening to the lyrics of the songs, and a few of them really stuck with me. And then the song, "Oh Come to the Altar" played. Jesus is calling. And I felt pretty convicted hearing all this, and I took the time after that song. There was a few minute pause for prayer and self-reflection. I took that moment and I prayed for the first time. I said, it's just crazy. I said, God, if you are there, make yourself known to me. And instantly I felt the Holy Spirit come in. I felt overwhelmed by love and emotion. I was streaming with tears. And from that moment, I knew that God was real. From before that, when no argument could have convinced me for the existence of God, from that point onwards, no argument could convince me against.